everyone, I'm Hannah Hager. I'm the content director here at Call Center Week, and we're live from Las Vegas. I'm here with Mindy Lamb from Cigna. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at Cigna?
Sure, thanks. So I am a customer experience director at Cigna, working within our service operations, in the U.S.-based service operations, helping call centers and the claim centers and our client service centers address how we service our customers and clients. And specifically, I look forward for the organization with other folks in the organization on what our 3 to 5 year strategy is around personalizing service experiences for our customers.
Perfect, because that's what we want to talk about here today is customer centricity and experience and personalization, because they're all interlinked, right? So most of us are well aware that retaining customers is better in the long run instead of losing them and trying to get new ones, right? So can you tell us about the customer lifetime value at Cigna and how you've been able to form successful long-term relationships?
Sure, actually. Customer lifetime value is, it's an ongoing concept that Cigna and many other companies are starting to use. It's not the only metric we use, and it's kind of a developing, ongoing, how do we leverage it better. So if you think about customer lifetime value only, it really is a predictor of an individual customer's profitability over time, right? So when you combine the power of that information with the power of segmenting your customers' personal segmentation around what they need and what they value, then if you understand those customers that have kind of higher profitability projection for your company over the course of their lifetime, it allows you to prioritize bringing those capabilities, products, and services that individual segments of customers value most, and bringing those to those higher retention, where you would prioritize to spend your money and investment dollars to drive that retention. And then our customers benefit because if they're happy, right? We benefit because they're with us, but the longer they're with us, the deeper our insights grow about them and what they need and what they value, so we can continue to deliver more of what they value.
Absolutely. Perfect. So in your session yesterday, you discussed about how customer centricity is redefined in the digital age that we're now in, right? We've been in the digital age for a long time, but anyway, how are you now more enabled to use these metrics to determine the value of your relationship with the customer?
Yeah, I mean, to your point, it's been around a long time. I mean, for a long time we just heard web to call, right? What's a web to call rate? Are people on the web and they're having to call you and they're frustrated with that, and that's real. If they are going to the web to try and achieve their services and they can't, and they have to call, we know that their satisfaction scores go down. That's one metric that we can look at. But beyond that, in this digital age and the age of social media and everyone being on every app and going out to the community at large, as we try to meet them where they're at and read the things that they're putting out even in social media and know that they have a particular need or a particular interest, and we can put information personalized to that need or interest in a place that they like to be in the digital space, and watch to see if they react to that. Do they go to it, right? How many hits do we get? You can start to measure what customers value, what they don't, what they found interesting, what they thought would help them. Are we reaching them where they want to be reached? Because more and more, no one wants to, I shouldn't say no one, less and less folks want to call a contact center. There'll always be a need for it. But more and more we're entering that age where people like the instant gratification of going to digital technology and getting it.
Yeah, text message, email,
right.
All of these things.
Where can I find this? Where can I find that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. So how have you aimed to retrain the brains of your agents to find new means of customer acquisition?
Yeah. So it starts with first technology, right? Because the thing about once you understand individual customer segments and what they value and what they need, then you start to understand what the additional acquisition opportunities are. It might be an additional product you have that customer would find valuable that you want to offer to them kind of as a next best action or next best offer. So the technology helps enable that, and then having the customer and then pushing that to the agent and having them be able to we train them to resolve whatever it is that their initial kind of contact was about, if it, for example, is an inbound channel, and then segue to a conversation around, I know this about you, Hannah, and based on that, we also have X, Y, or Z. Would you be interested in hearing more? So it's really about teaching them to, really first about placing the information in their hands so they know what to direct to the customer for acquisition, and then we've trained them to introduce those conversations.
Absolutely. So not all businesses have robust budgets, right? There's different sizes, different amounts of money that they're working with. How would you create what advice would you give to a center that's trying to create a 5-star experience but on a, beer budget?
Yeah, absolutely. So particularly as it relates to, I think, the agents and what they can deliver, right? So if you don't have that large budget, and technology is a challenge for all of us, I think sometimes, which really helps with agents and what they can deliver. At the root of it's people. People serving people, and so the best thing you can do is, in that regard, is focus on your hiring and retention of your own employees, and hire for the right capabilities. If you have individuals that can move around on equipment and on computers and are savvy, and that's great, because they're going to need to do that in the age we live in. And if you don't have them, but they can be trained to do that, that's fine. What you can't train so much, you can try to train it, but it's really something you're born with. You either have what I like to call a servant's heart, or you don't.
Yeah. And
so you can hone people's skills around being personal, around being empathetic, but if they aren't there at the baseline, that person's never going to be successful at really getting to the heart of customer centricity and helping customers. So the best thing, I think, to focus on when you don't have the 5-star budget for all the wizardry that goes with everything is first start with your people and make sure that you're hiring the right people, and then make sure that you incent and reward them right and give them power to do things to satisfy the customer within constraints of whatever products and services you're delivering, but small things and small abilities to make something right or give something back to a customer when there's a problem creates both a great branding image for us and to our customers, but also makes your employees empowered to really know they're making differences every day. So hire right for personal touch, for empathy, for people that can think proactively and think about creative solutions for customers, and then empower them to do that.
I love that, a servant's heart, because it's so true. Lastly, Mindy, thanks so much. I really want to know what your tips are for focusing on CLV when determining service levels, aligning channels, segmenting customers, all of that good stuff.
Sure. I think it really goes back to kind of what I've said throughout the interview, and particularly at the beginning of the first question. You use customer lifetime value in combination with other metrics and other things that and the most important thing to do with that is to really take a look at your customers and segment them by what they need most, what they value. Are you delivering what they value? Are you delivering experiences in a way that's personal to those customers? Because not everyone likes to interact the same, not everyone has the same needs, and those needs and things that they value change over time as you go through different life stages. So it's critical to always look at that and segment your customers by those various things, and then tailor your experiences and how you interact with your customers, how you reach out to them where they're at, where they need you, versus you trying to push them to you. Come to them where they need you in the ways that they need you. And then you combine it with customer lifetime value to say, how do we know how to treat you? How do we give you what you value? And as we think about doing that for our customers, using that customer lifetime value information to just understand who wants to have a longer relationship, who's interested in having a longer relationship, and making sure that we meet those needs for those individuals.
Perfect. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks.